Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco Podcast.
See a trucker, blast a trucker. Hey, life. Also Puerto Rican.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Midnight Paco Podcast. As always, you can follow me at Justin Fuller Comedy on all platforms.
I am the_great_COREE. That's where you can find me, or you can find us both at the Midnight Paco Podcast.
That's right.
This dude has a website,
JustinFullerComedy.com. Check it out.
Yes. As you can see, we have a very special guest.
We do.
We have a fellow comedian.
Yes.
An actress.
Yes.
Her name is Precious, y'all.
Precious.
Where can they find you at?
Well, I can be found anywhere at Precious the Comedian, and I spell the with an A, because I'm ghetto.
You stupid.
And that's on all platforms?
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Well, I deleted Twitter, but that's beside the point. Threads, all of that.
It's good to hear you say TikTok, though, because most people, they neglect TikTok.
No, I try to be on TikTok, at Precious the Comedian.
Okay.
And,
nice.
That's me.
Hey.
Well, welcome.
Welcome to the Midnight Paco Podcast,
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
What I'd like to start off with was, how long you been doing comedy?
So I've been doing it 6 years. It'll be 7 years in October, and I started at the Funny Stop, just like I think both of you.
Funny Stop,
Yes,
yeah.
yep.
R.I.P. Pete.
Yep. Shout out, Pete.
Period.
Yeah. So do you like write your material, or how do you work on that?
So no.
Okay.
Yes and no. So what I do is I'll say it and talking, and if it's funny, then I'll say it on stage, and if it work out on stage, I'll keep tweaking it, saying it different ways. I'll record. So it's kind of writing, but I'm not sitting there with a paper and a pen and writing it down.
Right.
Okay.
It's just me saying it over and over in different ways again, recorded, myself saying it until
It comes
it
out.
comes out like how I want it to come out for a show.
I'll tell you what, I'm nervous on doing that. Because you have to go up there with kind of just the idea and flush it out. And I like to know what the like I'm talking about, word for word almost.
Whenever I've taken the time, because somebody told me to do that when I first started comedy, whenever I've taken the time to write it out and then go on stage, I never say what I wrote down.
Okay.
So I found I'm gonna skip that part.
You don't think it gives you more of a guideline though, with where you?
So what I think it does is it.
Box you in.
Well, I think when I go up there, I black out, and whatever come out,
Okay.
come out.
Okay.
And if it's about the subject, it is.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Until I've said it. So I was telling somebody, sometimes like when I get on stage, I'll black out, and all I'll be able to say is my set.
Okay.
Nothing else but my set. Even if I had went up there and thought before I was going up, I'm gonna say something about them doing this before the show, or I'm gonna say something about like it be in my head is funny, or I might even go up to another comedian and say, hey, did y'all you think this funny? And they be like, yeah.
Okay.
And I get up there and I go blank, and the only thing I can say is my written material.
Okay. Yeah. I've done that too. Yeah. 100%.
And that right there is kind of like nerve wracking, but for the most part, I still try to have the idea on my phone, listen to it, and then say it.
Okay.
Now, I think that you have an advantage because, you know, for those that don't know, her father is Uncle Pimpin'.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Uncle Pimpin'.
Shout out
to
Uncle
my dad,
Pimpin'.
Yeah.
Uncle Pimpin'.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget.
Oh yeah. I mean.
You can't because
you grew up with that,
and to look, you guys look like y'all belong to each other, you know. And like Now, how was that, like, you know, having a father as a comedian? Did you see his comedy and see him on stage and saw the way the crowd responded to him and say, I want to do that? Or
No.
how did that work?
Wow, no.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna tell you. So this is what happened.
Okay, I'm listening.
I did door-to-door sales.
Okay.
Okay.
I would come knock on the door. People come to the door. I'd tell them to go get their gas or electric bill. They either go get it or not, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I knocked on this, and I was doing this for a couple years. And so one day I knocked on this man's door, and he was. So all the time since I've ever been doing door to door, people be like, I notice when I'm talking, whoever I'm talking to, other people from their house will come and they all be laughing,
Okay.
listening to me do my
Your speech.
my speech, whatever. So anyway, this happened with a man, and he like, yeah, I own 11 properties, and I'll let you do all of them. You're just so funny. You're so funny. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm a comedian, right? Well, I am just trying to get him to sign up
Yeah.
his 11 properties, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my girlfriend and her friends, and we're gonna all come see one of your shows. And
Wow.
where do you do comedy at? So I couldn't think of nothing to say except for I know my dad do comedy at the Funny Stop on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So I just said at the Funny Stop on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I called and signed up for that next Wednesday because I thought he was coming and I
Okay.
wanted to get the sale.
Yeah. Right.
Whoa.
That man did not show up, but I still went up.
Okay.
I went up and I was terrible. Horrible. But Pete told me I was great.
Okay.
You're so good. You're a natural star.
Did he know that you was Uncle Pimpin's daughter?
No, listen.
You didn't know?
He didn't
Okay.
know. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell my dad I was doing it.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't tell nobody. I didn't want them to know
Okay.
it was me. That's why I go by Precious and not Candace.
Gotcha.
Right.
So when I first signed up, I just went up as Precious, and that's just been how it's been ever since.
Okay.
But Pete said he was gonna make me a star. You're so great. I'm gonna make you a star. My dad found out because Pete wanted me to host
Really?
the next show, which was the Halloween show.
Okay.
At the Funny Stop, and he said, this your first time for real? And I'm like, yeah, right? So I told my dad, and now he all, why you didn't tell me?
Okay. Yeah. Right.
How come you didn't say anything? I was like, because I didn't want nobody to know. I didn't want them to try to treat me no kind of way because
Yep.
I thought they was going to treat me better because he was my dad.
Yeah.
Shit. Once they found out that was my dad, that's your daddy.
Yeah.
No. But I still love Pete, though.
Yeah. Pete.
But yeah.
That's great that Pete said that because we noticed that Pete don't mess with you unless he talks to you.
Unless
You know
he
what I
likes
mean?
you.
Yeah, unless he likes you. If he likes you, he'll talk or talk shit. Yeah, I got that a lot.
Yeah.
He likes to talk shit.
Yeah, once he found out who my dad was,
Right.
he went from, oh my God, you're so great, to you're no funny.
Yeah, you're no funny. You're no funny.
Heard that.
You're no funny.
Get off stage.
You say the N-word too much.
What the son?
I'm like, oh, did I say it? I probably did. He wasn't wrong about that, though.
Okay, all right.
But
Well, that's because if you go up there with no plan and you freestyle,
you say it a lot.
you say stuff that you don't mean to say. That's the problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. So, you started and you did the Precious thing and then go by Candace. You didn't want to people to treat you a different way, because of your pops.
Also, I went by Precious instead of Candace because at that time I was still married.
Okay.
When I started comedy, and I didn't want to be known in the comedy world as Candace Williams because that's not my name.
Right.
I was going through it. I knew I was about to be divorced, but my name on my ID said Williams.
Yeah.
Until a divorce was final, and then I don't know if I knew y'all during that time, but if you had noticed during COVID, I went from Williams to Moore on Facebook.
Oh no, I didn't know this.
And that's when I got the divorce. I got the divorce during COVID.
Okay.
I think that's where we met during COVID. Because I saw you for the first time at the theater.
Okay. Yeah. So yep,
What
it was in 2020 though. Like in the mid, like we wouldn't have. We met after what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mid.
It had to have been after.
I got married.
Front
I got
stage.
divorced April 25th, 2020.
Oh, that's my birthday. That's my birthday.
April
You got
25th.
divorced 2020 or
Yeah, divorced. I got married in 2012 and divorced in 2020.
My first divorce was stamped on my birthday.
That's what mine was on April 20th, 2020.
20th or 25th?
25th.
Okay, yeah, 25th. Yep, that's my
I don't know
birthday.
why I keep saying 20th because it was 2020.
I mean, 420 is not a bad day too. It's my sister's birthday, so either way, it would have been on one
That's
of
my
our
dad's birthday.
Is it? Get
That's
the hell
Uncle
out of
Pimpin's
here.
birthday,
That's
420.
Yeah, and I say this all the time. You know, that's Hitler's birthday.
Hitler's birthday, yes.
Fucking crazy.
Wow.
Yep.
So when, after capping, when did you feel like you got bit by the comedy bug?
So actually, when Pete said, "Oh my God,"
Okay. I'm gonna do this.
because I knew Pete as the asshole.
Yeah.
Because that's how he was treating my dad.
Okay.
And all the other comedians before I started comedy.
Okay.
So when he came to me and made me feel like I did a good job.
Right.
Now, at that time, I felt like, oh, I did do a good job. But looking back at it, I know absolutely I did.
Right.
Did you bring a lot of people?
Yes.
That. That's the secret, y'all.
Look, I
I
ain't
brought
saying.
everybody from work that did door-to-door sales with me because I told them I got a nigga that's about to get 11 sales right now.
Show up.
I need y'all all to come so they'll let me go up.
That's
And they said, okay. And everybody that and I was a manager at the door-to-door sales place, and I
Okay.
had what they call is a team.
Yeah.
And so I had people under me who was riding with me, so
Right,
they had
right.
no choice but to go where I was going any fucking way.
Yeah.
So
y'all going, you're
coming.
fired.
Y'all three coming. They wasn't gonna be fired.
No,
but
I'm just kidding.
Y'all three. It was 4 of them. Y'all
Okay.
4 coming, and we gonna anybody else that want to.
Okay.
Let's go, because I'm taking y'all home anyway. And they like, oh, okay.
Nice.
So I went up there. I was not funny. They never came to a show again. That's why I know I wasn't funny.
Well, that's usually how it is anyway. People will show up for like the first time, but after that, it's like a
Girl,
wrap,
you
man.
had us come up here for this shit.
It's a long journey to do this thing. You know what I mean? So it's like to expect people to
So
go
now
every
if they
day.
see me, I feel bad because I feel like now if they see me, they be like, oh my God, you've gotten so much better.
Well, I mean, you're
That's
supposed
how
to.
it goes.
You're supposed to, though.
But they probably ain't coming because they remember that time.
first time. Like, man,
Well, she is terrible. What made her think she was about to go up there and do this?
No, look, like I tell everybody, like, you know, if you on the show, it's like people that we actually mess with.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We mess with you. We mess with your comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, you're funny.
Yeah.
So that-
Yeah.
I feel better about my comedy because, because of the rooms I've gotten into.
Okay.
And I'm not the type of person, and I'm gonna try to change this after my daughter and son graduate. But I'm not the person that asks or try to get onto shows.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I'm the type of person where I let them invite me. So
Yeah.
if you see me on something, it's because I've been invited.
Yep.
And that's only because I don't want to try to move too fast. Excuse me. With trying to do, I just want to go my speed and try to get where I learn
On your talent and
learn
stuff. Yeah.
learn what I need to learn. Not even that, just on my talent, but just learn what I need to learn.
Okay.
About understanding comedy
Yeah.
and doing more than just being on the stage talking. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of it's networking. And I'm not good at it. He's great at it. I'm terrible at it.
I'm like you.
Yeah, I'll sit back in the cut. That's all I wanted to say. You're quiet as shit. Every time, usually when we're out, like you're like,
I'm like you. So I
Straight face.
don't have a partner that go out and networker. I just have sometimes some people just know how to bring it out of me.
Right.
And so if they try, depending on the vibe that I'm getting from them,
Yeah.
then if you trying, then I'll vibe with you.
Okay.
And that's just how I am. I go off of the feeling I'm getting with the vibe I'm getting. So if you giving a weird vibe, then you go probably think I'm weird.
Right. No, 100%. Yeah, I
But
got you.
if you can get me to talk to you and stuff like that, then you probably giving off a cool vibe.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
I hear what you're saying and I get it, but we are in the people business.
Okay. I'm a salesperson. I've been doing sales 20 years. I understand it.
Yeah, we in the people
But
business.
I'm still awkward. Even with making sales, even making sales, I get my sales off being shy.
Okay.
But I be having more than everybody.
Right.
They be like, how she got so many? Because I'm over here shy.
I'm just like that.
I mean, you know what? Shout out to
And y'all running up on them like, hey, can you buy it? Buy it. And I'm over here in the cut like, oh.
Shout out to everybody that's like that. You know, it's like, you know, you got your meek, quiet people like, you know, God bless, and I love John Huff.
Yeah.
But he's a quiet dude.
Super quiet. Yeah. Have you met, John? Yeah. He's
Daniel
soft
Myers.
spoken. Daniel Myers stays in the cut.
So people like that, I vibe with automatically. Well, if they vibe with me, if they like me back,
Right.
Because I don't know if Daniel Myers like me back, but when I see people like him, the first thing I do is say hey and try to be friendly with. Not because I think he gonna shoot us all when he mad. But because I just like them type of personalities because I feel where they coming from. Like
Yeah.
You got that in common.
yeah, like
I can dig it.
shy,
I'm the same
but
way.
we gotta talk because of our profession.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, and that's, to me, that's so strange to me because one of people's most biggest fears is public speaking. And if you're a shy and not a people person, but
I can talk on the stage. On the stage, I don't be shy.
Yeah, it's.
I can get up there and sing even though I can't
I'm
sing.
gonna expect the
I
song
would.
next time you on
what
stage.
you got cooking? What you
No,
doing?
I just don't. I don't have no comedy songs, so there ain't no need for me to get up there and plagiarize or whatever it's called. When you still sing somebody else's shit, because that's all it is. But I'm just saying, I do karaoke I'm not scared to be in front of a group of people. I'm scared or awkward with one-on-one conversation.
Okay.
Like being able to be in a room full of people and talk to one person and focus on that one person when I'm nosy and I'm paying attention to everything else, and they want me to care about what they talk about, and at the end of the day I don't. I give a fuck, and I really ain't trying to tell you nothing about me, but I do want to get to know you. It's so strange because I do want to know about you. It's just that what you telling me is not what I'm trying to hear about you. So you being fake, because people fake. I want to talk. I want to really talk to you, but I can't say that because then I'm gonna be the weird one.
Right. No, tell me what you really think about yourself.
like do you use Cottonelle or Charmin? Like I want to know.
You know, so
Baby wipes.
the stuff that people volunteer for themselves ain't
Ain't what you want to know.
ain't what I care about when I'm talking to you. And then I will ask questions, but they still steer to what they want to talk about.
Right.
You know how people are.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just me too. So I can't judge them.
Unfortunately, as a female, most people talking to you trying to holler at you. So they put
she's
the
a
other
tall
foot
drink of
forward.
water. You know what I'm
Just tell
saying?
me
Like,
how I can make about $10,000 a month without going into the office. That's what we need to be
That's
talking
what
about.
we need to
OnlyFans.
talk.
That's not sexual.
You ain't
feet,
gotta be sexual.
OnlyFans feet, SM, what is it called? SMR?
That's
I don't know what that is.
ASMR.
ASMR.
What is that?
Like what you just did with that drink? You'll probably get a lot of views when you was like,
I do not. What is that word when you don't like to hear other people doing that? Like, I can do that. This is so weird and it's very hypocritical of me. But I can do that. Like, I can make the sounds, but if I hear somebody else making sounds when they eating, I'll get up and leave the room.
Right. Close your mouth when you chew.
That's the fastest way for me to scroll is seeing somebody eating on like somebody that be on, it's this man that be on there, and I be trying to hear what he trying to say, but he be eating a pickle.
Oh, what the
I gotta scroll right away.
Yeah.
No, did
I
it?
was trying to hear that shit.
Like, I'm not trying to hear that. I can't hear food. I can't hear people chewing. Like, if I'm seeing a guy and if he crunch, then I'm not seeing him no more. If we go on a date and I hear you crunching over there,
So
I'll never talk to you again.
wait a minute.
Word to the wise, don't get no pickles when you're on a date.
Even if it's not a
You better
pickle.
suck on those potato chips. She don't
You
want to
should
hear
order
that
mashed potatoes probably, because if you crunching,
shit. Do that
if they
come?
give us some chips on the table and you fall for the bait,
You out.
this gonna be our last date.
So do that come from, like, because I know a lot of households that don't allow that. Like, you better not be clicking that fork on the plate, and you better not be crunching or chewing with your mouth
I
open.
can take the clicking of the plate. I'll hear you clink, clink, clink. I'm not that. It's just the sound of this when that shit get in your mouth, and whatever you do with it while it's in there, I can't take it.
So
Please.
all right.
Word to the wise, people.
Or mukbang.
I can't watch it. I don't watch that.
What?
Let me know that's what you do. Is this what your niche is? Oh, I'm blocking you.
Hold on. What?
I'm blocking. I do not want to see nobody eat nothing.
What is this?
Mukbang.
What is that?
That's where they sit there and they just eat.
Oh, hell no.
That's all they doing is eating.
No.
Well, you told me to give you some ideas that you can make that money without sexual.
I could do it though.
Yeah,
but I
you'd
can't,
be able to.
But I can't hear nobody else doing that shit.
Yeah, it's a
Woo,
chick
Jesus.
that's a millionaire, and she be like killing like
But
waffles.
she fat too, right?
No, Pink somebody. Pink.
Oh, okay, Pinky. I know who you're
What's her
talking
name?
about.
Pink. Not Pinky.
Oh, no,
but
Pinky. She still doing porn.
No, not that Pinky. It's
No.
another lady
That's
that's
the only
from.
Pinky I know.
No,
Ain't she from Detroit and she moved to Canada or something?
she live in France,
Oh,
Go
and
ahead.
it's a black lady.
yeah.
She doing good then.
And she and at first she was doing the
Yeah. The, what they
what
call
is that stuff called? I don't know.
The anime thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Walking like she's an anime character or some
Yeah,
shit.
talking like she with them. And then,
Thanks for the gift. Thanks for the gift.
gift.
Oh, okay. What
She,
the?
she the one who
Thanks
made
for
that
those.
big, and then I did see she was eating, but once she started eating, I stopped watching her. She not even.
You was
She
like,
don't come
unfollow?
up. She don't even come up on my page. I forgot she existed till you just said.
Look, I know some people that be
I
like,
can't take a chewing ass person.
Yep.
hey Jay, I know somebody that will follow these women, and once they get a breast reduction, they unfollow them.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but anyway, Precious, you know, like, you did some acting.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was
when
young.
I was in high school, I was in all the plays.
She was in all the plays, so
I
you
was
were
in
that.
The Crucible. I was in Bye Bye. But the biggest act I was in was I thought I was gonna be a star after I did Bye Bye Birdie. I played whoever the lead of the play was. I played his mama. And it was when Medea first came out, like
Oh, okay.
when they first brought it from the plays to the movie theaters.
Right.
So I put this big old pillow in my booty.
You and somebody mama.
And I was playing his mama. I had them people rolling.
I bet you did.
I'm so mad because I never bought the tape, but back then I was poor. We was living paycheck. We was living paycheck to paycheck.
I mean,
back
I'm
then.
still living.
So you're not opposed to doing any acting?
Absolutely not.
Wait a
I would
minute.
love to act.
So do you have any of the clips from back then?
I just said no. I didn't have the money
Nobody
to buy
has
the
them
tape.
anywhere.
I'm sure that the teacher probably got it.
I was gonna say. I mean,
The
that's
lady who was in charge of the plays, yes.
hit her up. Said, "Baby, I'm trying to get my career rocking.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
need
some
those.
clips.
Make those YouTube
I got
famous.
TikTok clips I
So,
gotta put up."
I don't even look the same now.
It's you, though.
It's you. It's you. That's old footage.
No,
That's
so
something.
y'all heard it, like, you know, all these, you know, all your
I was in the
filmmakers.
Crucible. Did I say the Crucible?
Yeah.
The Crucible. What was it called? The one where they had the dancing. What was that shit called?
West Side
Spray.
Story.
Muggsy. Is it called Muggsy Malone or some Bugsy Malone? That's what it was.
Bugsy Malone. Okay.
I was
That's
all-
a gangster, right?
Yeah, it was that thing. Remember that movie where they was all kids and they was gangsters?
Oh.
Y'all remember? Oh, y'all older than me. Y'all,
Yeah.
I'll be acting like that. That movie came out before I was born.
I mean, yeah, but
West Side Story?
I said
No,
that.
it's called Bugsy Malone.
But it was when they were a kid.
They was all little kids, right? Almost like the Little Rascals. But
Okay.
everybody in the movie was kids, but they was playing grown-ups. And they was playing grown-ups from like the 1920 gangsters.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'll look it up.
God. Y'all don't know Bugsy Malone. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe
I mean, I know the name, but the movie itself, I probably didn't watch it because I was probably like, what are these kids doing?
I'm sure you was the same age as them.
It was possible. I'm grown.
Like,
I'm
what
old.
are they doing? These kids. They're
trying
acting
to-
like they're adults. And
I
they're
mean-
not.
I mean, that's still. Like, she's
that's
looking it up on
Oh,
Google.
here it go, right here. Look.
What's it called?
Oh, boy.
And they was when they was shooting, they had like whipped cream pies, like when they died.
I never heard of that.
Vaguely, yeah. No,
I'll look it up. What you were in that? So
Does it say
every
year?
The year that the movie came out,
Yeah.
it was before I was born. Oh, 76.
I mean,
I was
born.
one.
I was born in '78.
Justin was still swimming.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was born in 1987.
But you
I
see
remember
it,
writing
though.
that on the paper.
Did you see it or did you just? Oh, okay.
I saw the movie. Well, I saw the movie because we were in the play.
Okay, yeah. See, I had no
We were
reason
doing
to
the
go check
play.
it out.
She said she was born in 1987. I remember writing that on my school papers.
I was watching G.I. Joe.
What, 1987?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I remember that. Too.
Okay, so I'll say y'all probably possibly could, but I'm sure that it was only 6 channels. I'm sure they played that shit on
Yeah,
repeat
right.
by the time
You ain't lying. It wasn't like back then. No, remember that shit? You had to slide. Zzz.
No.
You don't remember the slider one?
No.
And then you had to flip it to A and B.
You turn to you, then you turn to 43, 19, and 61.
Exactly. Y'all need to know. Y'all can watch it now.
Yeah. So, how old are you now? So you got
I'm
into
38.
comedy at
I was 32.
32.
Oh, 32.
So she's a lightweight. She's still early in the game, but a veteran to us because we're only 4 years old.
Yeah, you started obviously. You've been doing it longer than we have. Yeah, I've only been doing it 4 years now. So it's so navigating through this whole thing. How has it been for you in the past?
Very insightful and enlightful and divine. I don't know. A lot of emotions, good, bad,
Right.
happy, sad, mad.
Right.
This some bullshit. This is awesome. You know, a lot of that. So
Yeah, I got you.
it just depends. Excuse me. Do opportunities.
Yeah.
Learning so much from different comedians
Right.
in different stages, whether they local or big stage comedians that want to give advice. I would say, like I said, it's just the overall mixture of all the emotions you're supposed to have with something. So I think that's why it's so funny. Because when I was a kid, I used to watch Comic View. Comic View,
yeah,
BET,
yep,
coming
yep.
at you 6 nights a week. Get your laugh on.
That's right. Yeah.
When you want to get your laugh. But yeah, I used to watch Comic View every single day that it came on. And I used to remember comedians on there saying, "This is the longest job I ever kept in my life." And it's the same thing for me. This is the longest job
Right.
I've ever had in my life doing the same thing consistently was comedy. And I still feel like I don't know
Right.
everything that I need to know.
Yeah.
Is what my point is for bringing that up.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like when I was doing my show, I think was when you were one of the comics. Did we have a power outage?
Was it that day?
I don't know.
What me?
Wasn't you?
No, I don't remember that.
I remember the power outage.
Yeah, I remember the power
Yeah, I
outage.
remember when it went. Yeah, because we were almost. You were like, "Well, we still gonna do it."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We was about to rock it out. But yeah, that was.
Okay, Precious was there for the all-female show.
I don't remember. He said I was there. I was there.
She was there.
But I would definitely remember a power outage.
Well, she
No,
wasn't
that
there
was
for
a different day,
She wasn't there for the
obviously.
power outage, but she was there for the all-female show.
That's what he said.
So what I was doing back when I was trying to, when I had the room, I would ask comics to come rock, and I was trying to change the way people did shows. I was trying to set a new guideline with starting on time.
Yeah. That's big.
Starting on time.
Yeah.
And I asked, you know, like if you came and you brought people that was cool, but I wasn't expecting you to bring people. So I wanted to also, like, the audience was there waiting on you, and all I asked you to do is, Precious, come do the Precious, do you. You know, that was my thing. You know, so how do you feel about, like, you know, performing in places that, you know, like bringer shows or
So when I was new, I'll say this: when I was new, it didn't matter where. You could say go perform at the Dollar Tree, and I'd be over there like, yeah, and my side tooth gone. But at this stage in the game, it shows, and also I know that when you want to go like to like New York or some places like that, they want you to do bringer shows.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with not doing those shows. I don't want to do shows where I have to bring people until I'm ready. I feel like that I'm ready to be like the headliner and they coming to see me.
Okay.
But if I gotta bring your audience, then I'm not the comedian for you, and that's fine with me. Like I said, I don't have to do those shows.
Yeah.
So I don't like those shows. I don't like shows that start late. So if you started on time, I probably really appreciate it. The fact that you started on time. Even I can even appreciate if you start maybe 15 or 20 minutes late.
Right.
But when we start getting to like 45, I've been here 45 minutes.
Ain't even close to starting.
And you
That's
talking
crazy.
about we still ain't started yet.
Yeah.
And it's 40. I could do 30 minutes, but once we get past 31, when we get to 32 minutes,
Right.
I'm gonna be like, damn, is we waiting on somebody's mama to get here?
Yeah.
like, what are we doing?
Exactly. But
No,
if we at 29 minutes, I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
I tried to start on time.
But yeah, I like on time shows, and I like shows where the people who promoted the show has promoted the show.
Yeah, promote it. Yeah, promote more than on online.
On social media.
I'm 9 times out of 10. It's not gonna be in my home city where I'm doing the show at. The show gonna be in Cleveland somewhere.
Right.
And I'm not having people drive multiple days, you know, week after week after week to see me do the same jokes I'm gonna do.
Right.
You know, and even if I was doing different jokes, they wouldn't even know it because they not coming every week to an hour away or 40 minutes. Like I'll drive 40 minutes because it's worth it to me.
Yeah.
But for other people, you know, they got others, you know, they can't do every show.
Not every show.
They'll come once in a while.
Right.
When they can and when they don't have stuff going on, but it probably depends on how much I'm supporting whatever the hell it is they doing in their life.
Yeah, right.
And that's a lot of people to be trying to, you know, only some of them I can.
Yeah.
So I mentioned before, like, you know, the Pete's advantage, I think, was like ultimately Pete was a pipeline to the Dry Bar special.
Yep.
How do you feel about like doing a completely clean set? I mean, okay, so so the truth of the matter is there's different rooms out here. And you got your black rooms, you got the white rooms, you got your clean rooms, you got your dirty rooms. Do you have a preference?
Do I have a preference?
Like, where do you feel comfortable?
I am comfortable with middle class people. I don't know.
Okay. Basically anywhere. You're cool anywhere.
It don't really matter. You know, I think that I'm trying to think. Old people I can make giggle. So I did door-to-door sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been doing sales. I started doing door-to-door sales in 2005.
Okay.
Off and on with different companies for different reasons, but the product might have changed, but guess what ain't changed? The people.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
and so if I'm telling you my joke, if I'm looking around the room and I'm saying my jokes, and my jokes is not, you know, the humor of the people, and I can see it, I just know how to say something that relates to them.
Okay.
And to get them laughing. If it ain't nothing but about somebody sitting here right away, well, don't she look like Betty White or somebody? Aren't you Halle Berry dipped in vanilla? Something is gonna get them to. They're gonna like it. You know what I mean? No matter who it is, if it's old black people, I know exactly we gonna talk about church because that's what everybody that they talk about. If it's old white people, we gonna talk about somebody baking cookies or Betty White or something. It's just, young people. I would say is the hardest for me. So I'm not gonna say it's a preference that I don't, but I find relating with people like 18 to like 23
It's tough.
Would be the more.
If you don't know nothing about Dragon Ball Z,
I don't know. I don't relate to them.
Yeah.
I'm not relating to what they. I don't know nothing. I'm the old lady now. I'm
Shit, you ain't.
if you don't know who Vegeta is,
You ain't old.
They call me. Somebody called me Granny on there before. So
not Granny.
they said I'm
you're not
old.
Granny.
They said the girl said Grandma.
What the?
I said, oh, you want me to quit arguing with you then? Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone.
Conversation over. Damn.
So then you're pretty good with crowd work then and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Crowd work, I might say something to tickle them, you know, because if I'm keeping up with whatever's in the media, I know how to talk about that for a little bit, but I'm not an expert on stuff on media either. So
Right.
I'll hear something and remember it and probably repeat something or think of something funny with it. But like when it comes to all this stuff, I don't like going there and research it and say, oh yeah, Donald Trump really signed this part in and it says this on there. Like I'm not I don't do that shit.
Do you touch politics? I don't really mess with politics.
Scared to death of it.
Yeah, I don't go nowhere near that shit.
Scared to death of it.
I kind of, because I feel if you try and do topical stuff, there's so many people doing topical stuff, so it's hard to be original when you're doing topical stuff. You know what I mean? Everyone says like when Trump got, shot at or whatever the case, you know how many people talked about, you know what I mean? It's like everything, people can hit any direction on that, and so it's like, why even touch it? I mean, I have a joke about P. Diddy. Everybody has something, but you gotta try and find an angle, you know what I mean? And it's so hard to keep it relevant with the time. You know what I mean?
try to talk about myself.
Yeah.
So that, or my children, or something that happened, or I seen, so that no one can say I took their idea.
Especially when you
100%.
Because you never. It's so crazy how, like, you don't realize how many comedians doing comedy until you start doing it.
Right.
And you say something that somebody else done heard on Facebook, and they just because they heard it or they saw it, they know you saw it or heard it too. And it's like, did you see me laugh at it? No, I don't know nothing about this. I just said it because it really happened.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It happened to me.
Well, yeah.
So. I don't steal jokes. I feel like I don't have to steal. I feel like I'm funny enough that I don't have to.
Right.
Like I can.
Right.
100%. Yeah, I like
Plus
that.
you got your, you live in life and you got your own experiences to, but the parallel thinking is real.
It's real.
Thoughts are energy, and it's like the bubbles that they have when you drawing it. It's really like that, and God put them thoughts there and will give them to all of us. And the first person to say it is the winner. I hate to say it, but that's what it is. Because that's what comedy is. When you hear somebody say something, you be like, oh my God.
Right.
Why didn't I say that? Because you had that idea and you didn't take the time to write it down. Like obviously that comedian did, or maybe that idea have come to them a couple times, but its thoughts are energy, and everybody has an opportunity to get it. And that comes with inventing things. That's why you see people have similar inventions, and it just be a little bit different. And they be like, "You stole my idea," and they like, "No, I came up with this idea." And it's like, "No, it's just a little bit different." Or maybe they did steal it.
Or you can say, okay, but did you lay on the floor when you told that joke?
You're stupid as shit. Look, I have a punchline. I think I'm gonna post it. I I know it wasn't a big crowd, but I think I gotta post it because nobody said it yet. You know what I mean? And I don't want it to be out there before anybody said it yet.
And that's all to be somebody else have been and said something similar. It's not even the same thing. It's just a similar idea.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now it's like, damn.
Yeah.
That happens often to me.
Yeah. Well, we already know one joke.
When I be like, damn, I can't say mine's no more, and I don't say
But you can, because it's not like you're in the same room with all these comedians.
And then people gonna be coming up when they do see one of us the other one, and then they accusing one of us of the other one. And I'm not saying that one of us I know I've been saying it since I started comedy, since before the COVID. But I didn't know that person then.
Yeah.
So I don't know what, maybe they heard me say it and say, oh, well, I wonder if she's heard mine's, and now they make sure that they say theirs. But hey, at the end of the day, I feel like I come up with more jokes.
Yeah, but don't ever like take it out of your set, because he always says the saying, I love. Say it.
What's old to you is new to the world.
Yes.
Okay.
And not everybody knows, just because we're in this area, you go somewhere else, they don't know who anybody else is. You know what I mean? So your jokes are your jokes. You gotta, and if you feel good about saying your jokes, say it. I mean, I know you're not changing your set. You still keep that in there, right?
Well, like I said, only when I'm doing a longer set, and
right.
But it's not like my go-to jokes anymore.
Exactly. So speaking on that, how much time do you think you have, like, total?
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid, I would say 30 minutes.
Okay. That's
that
good.
I would feel like I'm confident.
Okay.
And letting somebody hear me say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, that's good. I mean, everybody has. I mean, I'm probably close to that, maybe. You know what I mean? And it's hard because. So this is my question, because I haven't done. We went and did a spot after like a month off a stage. You know what I mean? And we got a chance to do 10 minutes, and I was all over the place because I haven't done it. The material, working on it. So how do you go about keeping it fresh in your head?
It's recorded on my phone.
Okay.
And so I just look at the videos.
Okay. All right.
I just keep looking at them.
Okay.
Because sometimes my memory is not good too. So I'll say something if I go up and do my set without watching the video, I'll forget to say the funniest part of the joke.
Right. Yeah. You're like, God damn.
So at this point now, I just on my ride to wherever I'm going.
Okay.
It's always 30 or 40 minutes away.
Okay, so you just keep it going in your head.
So at least 30 or 40 minutes away, because I live in Akron. So coming to Cleveland, and most of my stuff is in Cleveland or Canton.
Okay.
I don't do a lot of Akron stuff at all. Like the Funny Stop once every blue moon.
Okay.
But I don't. So usually when I'm rolling up on the show, on my radio is my set.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I'm going to remember. I'm be like, oh, okay, I did say that. And then if I have something I want to work in there, I'll have that either written down or, like for a note or somewhere else in the phone from where I said it somewhere else.
Right. Okay.
So when you record your sets, audio or video or both?
Both. Memo.
Okay.
And voice and video on the camera.
I think that's an important thing to do, because you can and that's why I also want to stress the importance of, I always say, shout out to D-Hawk. He's been mentoring me. You need 5 ingredients to have a good comedy show. You got to have a performer, a place to perform, sound, light, and an audience. And I don't. All of us aren't like animated and running around the stage, but sometimes the face you can make, and if like one of your jokes, you gotta see your face or you gotta see something.
Yeah.
And that's important to have lights versus doing a lot of bar shows.
Yeah.
With hardly.
How do you feel about bar shows?
So I really don't do them anymore.
Okay.
And it's not nothing against them, but I don't like going up and competing for the attention.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So when I know it's gonna be at a bar, I don't take those shows no more.
But thanks for doing mine.
But yours was a different room. Kinda.
And it was at a different point in my
Career.
comedy. So every year I set a different set of rules to build on
Yeah.
to how I'm doing comedy. And last year, if I did your room, it was the year before last.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So, but last year I had said I was focusing more on doing comedy clubs.
Yeah.
And I forgot to say getting paid to do comedy.
Yeah, 100%, girl.
But
speak your truth.
I did the comedy clubs.
Yeah. Good.
But I said I was only gonna do venues. So like if somebody had
rented something out
and we having a comedy show here at this place, but not at the bar.
Yeah.
Not at where they got a TV where they can be talking to each other. Not at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Where they ordering food and stuff like that. Like literally a venue, a theater, a comedy club, or a venue, a storefront, even a store. I was at the candy store doing some jokes.
Okay.
But
it was set up for a comedy show.
Those people knew that you were going to do comedy.
Yeah.
Exactly. They came there. I can't get the word out. Explicitly. That's
Explicitly,
it.
yeah.
He know it.
Yeah, right, we got him.
That word there for comedy.
Yeah. And that makes it different. And that's how I felt my audience was.
Yeah.
Even though it was at a bar.
Yeah.
They knew they were there for comedy.
Well, yeah, because you had an understanding with the owner.
With the owner.
Yeah, exactly.
No TVs.
Yes.
If the TV playing, I ain't staying.
That's great.
Hey, can you say that again, Precious?
Yeah, say that shit.
Can you say that again?
That's perfect.
Listen to what she's saying.
If the TV playing, I ain't staying.
That is perfect.
Look, I need that to.
I'll put that out there. Yeah, I'll bump that, man. That's perfect.
I mean,
that's
because
perfect.
you know what? It sounds good because when I said it obviously didn't hold no weight.
Yeah,
but you see someone else saying it. I didn't coach her to say it.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
So everybody is somewhere different in their comedy career, and I'm not. So, well, I would call Mahals ain't no damn. They got the room in there, the bar downstairs. So I was gonna say I might do that, but that's not a bar show. So no, they come there explicitly for comedy.
Yeah.
I'm not staying for you when they got the TVs in the bar and the game is on.
Yeah.
Or they playing BET, playing the Players Club and all of that.
I think that's a good movie.
I always follow you
Shout
home,
out to
Diamond. I'll almost make sure you get home safe, Diamond.
Shout out to Diamond.
I don't want to compete. If it's people there talking and kicking it,
Right.
I don't want to have to compete for their attention.
Yeah.
For me up there.
And you're saying the hall?
I was gonna say Mahals, but
Okay.
that's not. And please forgive me for bringing y'all up because that ain't have shit to do with nothing.
No.
I
It's
never
a
even
venue,
heard of
though,
But
right?
I was thinking, but I thought about a bar, and
Okay.
I was like, do I do bar shows? Because I want to make sure that I'm not saying a lie.
Okay.
But from last year, I didn't do no bar shows.
Okay.
I did strictly comedy clubs and venues, and the Mahals is an apartment.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Was that
Secret Society, what they be talking about?
Oh, okay.
When they was talking about.
You can look. She upgraded. She in those little secret society. You on the Don't Tell too?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Man. That's what's
they
up.
don't even talk to us.
Who?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on Don't Tell on April 4th.
Hey,
Shout it out.
What else you got going on?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna be somewhere with Keith Silly and
Shout out to Keith.
Shout out to
and
Keith
Gene
Silly.
Miller and
Gene.
Spike Lee on Saturday the 21st. It's coming.
Okay.
Okay.
And then where else?
Shout
I'm
out to
gonna be?
Spike Lee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing 330 day at the Pure Lounge in Cleveland somewhere. It's called Pure something.
That's down.
Pure Seafood and Soul.
Yeah, that's down by the comedy club, right?
330
Yeah.
So that's Akron?
day. No, that's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I know, but what's 330? What?
330 day. That's Akron.
Okay.
I'm gonna be hosting that.
Oh, you hosting?
And yeah.
How you feel about hosting?
Really, it depends. Stuff like that.
I
That's
ain't never
gonna be
seen you
cool.
host.
Yeah.
Though.
Oh, you never came to none of my shows at the Funny Stop?
Yes, I did. I'm lying.
Oh, okay.
I was there. I was there at the female with you, LOL Brielle, and And
Ulysses.
Ulysses Dixon. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was there. And you.
So how did
right,
you? Hold on. How did you get that going? Because that's
My dad.
Okay. All right.
Remember she called him?
Yeah.
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 Hey, I
My
was
dad.
there.
My dad. He was having shows there, and
He had a show there, and he wasn't even there.
He had scheduled to have a show, and ended up going to jail. So I took over.
Okay.
And then after that one, they asked me to do the rest. They just kept asking me.
Oh, okay.
And the only reason they asked me to do one again, but I just haven't been back to schedule today.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I hate running shows. I hate booking comedians. I hate planning the time.
It's
I
tough.
hate making the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I hate your lips because they black. No, I'm just kidding. I hate everything about running the show. I love doing comedy. I love being the person
Showing up.
that show up and be like, knock, knock.
Yeah. I agree. It's tough because even when
Running
he
the
was doing
show
it,
is so stressful.
yeah, comedians are wild.
It is the most stressful thing and I can only imagine doing it at a place that wasn't as helpful and wonderful as the Funny Stop. The Funny Stop is a great place.
Right.
Like if you was into this, the setup I got, the hookup I got with them, you would love it. You'd be like, oh hell yeah, this is sweet. But I hate everything about running the show. I hate planning. I hate seeing who the comedians gonna be. I hate telling them how much time they gonna do. I hate giving them the money. I hate everything.
Not giving them the money.
Hey,
I hate that part the most.
Guess who plans everything? Guess who calls everybody?
I've always made sure that the comedian, and see, when I run the show, I think this is why too. See, my dad is different. And I ain't gonna talk bad about him, but me, I like to pay the comedians so that they do business with me
100%, yep.
again in the future.
Yeah.
Whether it's me asking to come back.
Are you good?
That was him.
Yes.
I seen Cordell push it.
You know I hate mics.
I seen that finger push it over.
But I like to pay them the money, and because I know how it feels not to get paid the money. So I'll pay you either right before you go up or right before you come down.
Yeah, 100%.
Or right after you come down, or not before you come down. I ain't gonna come up on the stage and give you the damn money.
Hey everybody, hold on.
Hold on, he's doing great. Hold on.
Now you can get paid. I was waiting to see how your set
I
was
want
going
you to have 3 more laughs, boy. But right after they come down is what I meant.
No, I get it, and that's why like this guy right here, he handles a lot when it comes to scheduling podcasts and everything. So it's stressful dealing with personalities.
I mean, it's like you got to set the precedence, and then you try to, you book a show and then you want to know the order, and you got to do the order based on who you actually see. And
that's the other thing.
You ask the comedians to be there at 7:30, and they call you at 7:45. I'm here. I'm just out smoking. But I need you inside.
Or I'm getting there right at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
like, did I say get here at 8 o'clock or 7:30?
I need you
Right.
here so I can set my lineup. So I can.
I've had some not show up. I had some show up an hour late. I had on the same show, somebody didn't show up, and the other person didn't get there till an hour later. So
that's rough.
Those type, and I've had times where it's been too many damn comedians. And why did I tell all these people they can go up?
Because you try to, compensate for cancellations.
And then they don't cancel, or when I don't, then they. And so for me, I don't like I said, running it. I'd rather just be the person that show up.
I'm the same way.
And not when you want me to go. Oh, you want me to go first? Okay. Oh, you want me to go last? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you want me to go in the middle? Okay.
Yep.
I'm cool with whatever. At the beginning, I used to be shy to go first.
I hate it.
But at this point, I feel like my jokes is the same. They gonna remember me the same whether I go first or last.
Yeah.
At this point in my comedy,
Right,
so
right. Yeah.
I'll go first. I'll go second.
I like
or
to go first.
He
or
loves it.
I'll go last.
See, I like going
Or
over here.
second to last, or
Yeah.
because I feel like it don't matter. I'm gonna make the impression my comedy is a little bit different than all the other girls, and I'm gonna stand out from the boys because I'm not a girl. I mean, I'm not a boy.
No, you are not a boy.
I am not a boy. I push my kids out of my vagina, so it's mine. I didn't buy it. I do got a strong face because my dad, but it's all girl.
And she's serious, but you see her smiling a lot on this episode. That's what I'm
I think this is the most I ever seen her smile.
Ever.
Yeah. I'm honored.
Yeah,
I'm taking it
I'll tell you, and we're trying to do that. We're starting. We're trying to get a room up in Erie. You know what I mean? We got something going. Not we got one show cooking and we're trying to do the same thing you do. We're trying to pay the comedians, trying to do things right, trying to have the venue set. We're trying to have people there. I'm trying to promote. It's 3 months out before the show, so we're gonna have plenty of time to promote. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, next week and just put it on Facebook or some shit. You know
what? June 28th. Everybody. In the Erie, PA area that's interested in one that comes to Midnight Paco presents first. This is our first comedy show.
Yeah.
Please
Killer
be in
lineup.
the building.
Yeah.
Killer lineup. I know a lot of my Cleveland people coming up there to represent. It's going to be a dope show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So depending on how all this plays out, we're probably gonna have some more, in the future and everything. But like you said, it's trying to find a place that's set for comedy. You know what I mean? Not a bar. Nothing like that, you know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough though.
We're gonna be at the stadium.
We're gonna be at the stadium, y'all.
Yeah, but anyway, Precious.
Yes.
You got like a lane. Like your comedy is very unique. It's like you said, no, she's not like the rest of the women. She got her own little lane. Mm-hmm. Like, who would you compare your comedy to? Like, who do you think you will be good on tour with?
It's funny that you say that because I think about this all the time, and I don't know. I have no idea.
Right.
I try to watch, but I'm not a big TV person. Mm-hmm. So, but I try to force myself to watch different styles of comedy or different comedians just because somebody else said to watch it, and I don't know.
Now we normally ask this in the beginning, but we didn't.
I don't know
we didn't get to ask this. But
I feel like if I knew who did comedy like me, I would watch them more so that I could get better. So I don't know.
Well, who are some of your influences? Like, who did you watch and say that, hey, I can do that, I want to do that? Who are some of your influences?
I just told you, I was lying. I just got up there and started doing it. So that's why I think that my comedy is unique like it is, because it wasn't like I was like, oh, look at my guts.
Watched Comic View.
I did. I watched Comic View.
So who did you like?
On Comic View, who did I like? I liked it.
Like, did you like more
I liked
male?
Don DC Curry.
Okay, I was gonna say more. Did you have? Like,
I liked the demands.
Okay.
Misogynistic, whatever it is.
That's it.
But I liked it. Don DC Curry. In fact, I wish I could do comedy like him. But you see how laid back.
Yeah, right.
You can never tell. I would say him. I liked it. D.L. Hughley.
Okay.
As you can see, I like those type of people, but I'm not doing comedy like them.
Right.
I'm not saying I can't. I just don't.
Yeah, they do a lot of political stuff. I know D.L. does. Yeah.
I like. Who else did I love? Ricky Smiley too.
Okay.
On Comic View, I guess I liked it, all of them. Shoot, what's that boy name? Earthquake.
Okay. Earthquake.
Shout out to Earthquake.
That's all.
So what? Mount Rushmore top 4.
Who would be my top 4 that I would laugh at? I would say Bernie Mac, obviously.
R.I.P.
I like Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Yep.
Damn. But the old Chris Rock.
Yeah.
The one
Not Tangerine?
No, the one who was
Bring
talking
the
about
pain.
niggas and black people, that one.
Bring the pain.
When he said NK shit, insurance.
Yeah.
That's what insurance should be called, NK shit.
Yeah.
I like that. Who else did you say? I like Wanda Sykes.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
shout
a
out to
lady.
Wanda.
Yeah.
This about to really blow your mind. I like Ellen DeGeneres. Even though
Really?
did they say she was racist? We gonna take her off and scratch her face. She was up there, but then I put an X on it, and then I replaced her.
You know what? Before we knew, I mean, I'm going to say before I knew.
They said she was mean as shit working for her. I heard that.
Before we knew all of that, I was a fan of Ellen. I thought she was cool.
Yeah.
I thought she was too until I just seen this stuff that they was talking about during COVID. So we gonna put an X over her face and then scribble that out and put on top of her. Who else do I like? I don't know. I like all types of comedy. It's different ones. I like Bill Burr.
Okay. You like Bill Burr?
I like him, but sometimes not everything that he say. But
Right. Yeah, but his style. He's like an angry guy. Like,
yeah, I like the fact that the role that he played.
Yeah,
I don't agree with everything, but I still, even if I don't agree, I might laugh still.
Right. He
Like,
popped because he went off in Philly. Because I guess there was a festival or some stuff, and he was part of it, and they were like booing everybody. He just went out talking shit on everything Philly.
I like his style.
Yeah.
I like his style.
Yeah. That's what's up. Okay.
Do you have any shows that you want to promote, or like you said, your brothers are authors?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, my brother, he got a book. It's called The Trifecta Gold and The Trifecta Red.
All
It's
right.
on Amazon Prime. It's only $5 each. It's 2 different books.
I'll put the link in the description. So if
Okay,
anybody
cool. Yeah,
wants,
make sure y'all copy it and put my name in the description so he know I recommended it to you.
Yes.
And he could give me a couple dollars.
You said it's like vampire stuff, right?
It's a fiction book about somebody living a double life, and they either a werewolf or a vampire. I should know this. Why you ask me that? And I should know.
I'm sorry,
I don't.
but you know.
But it's definitely fiction. A
Okay.
fiction book about somebody living a double life.
Okay.
And they got supernatural powers.
Everyone
So
loves
just think about
vampires
that.
and werewolves. I know
Period.
that.
And it's black.
There you
black
go.
people.
There you go. Support.
Yep. Any shows you want to promote?
Like I said, I'm be at the Don't Tell comedy on April 4th. I got a whole bunch of other shows coming up around. I got a show coming up on the 21st, and I got a couple coming up in April, but I don't know when the dates is and where they at, but they on my social media.
Make sure you
at
follow.
Precious the Comedian, and that's the is spelled with an A-T-H-A comedian because I'm ghetto.
Gentlemen, we had Precious on our podcast. I would like to thank her very much. Yo, Jay, where can they find you at, man?
Everybody, you can follow me at Justin Fuller Comedy on all platforms.
I am the_great_COREE. That's where you can find me. Or you can find us both at the Midnight Paco Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Precious,
Yes.
where can they find you one more last time?
I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Threads. I'm on everything. At Precious and the is spelled with an A. T-H-A.
T-H-A.
Comedian. Precious the Comedian.
Thank you for being here, girl. Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you very much.
Period.
Thanks for a great episode. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. It's going to be right here.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Peace out.
Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast.